Hello, everyone. Welcome to another open chat. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. I'm sorry for the fuzzy Missouri. The weather doesn't know what the hell it's doing here. I appreciate everybody here, and I thank you for letting me have my little brief break. Last Monday, I was scatterbrained and slush brained beyond my capacity. So, much to talk about, but as I know, people are going to be slowly trickling in. So we'll start with bitching about call centers, right? Right. Well, folks, I found a new enigma with call centers. Hello, Chairman. Old Karen. Now, I have nothing against elders at all, and I will defend them against anybody, but I'm talking about these individuals who've been stuck up, demanding, self-entitled little bastards and bitches from way back, right? Nothing's changed. And they will get on there and demand that you make impossible things happen, even after you have already explained in 6 different ways in as simple terms as humanly possible why it's not possible. My favorite is explaining, look, Karen, I understand you've been on the phone for 20 minutes. Everybody's been on the phone for 20 minutes. But my department cannot help you. I need to take you to the department that can take care of you. That's when I asked for a manager. My manager also cannot handle this for you. You got to go to the right department. We're sorry for the hold times. We know they're long. And yeah, it's fun to get bitched out by 3 of those in a row. It started to be a better week towards the middle of the week, but fucking still, people. We know the hold times are outrageous. We don't have any more control over those hold times than you do. Okay? Does anybody think as call center agents like to have back to back to back to back calls with not even a second in between calls all day? Like every day's Black Friday for 2 months? No, none of us like this shit. Nobody. So bitching out the agent that finally gets your call over hold times over which we're the peons, folks. We have no control over the hold times. Okay? And then making demands on a department that cannot help you. And then yell some more, but then how long more will I be on hold? I don't know, Karen. I don't work customer service. I'm in sales. Unfortunately. But I see some people coming in. Hello, Rose. Hello, Chairman. Hello, Seven Ales. Okay, so now that call center life has been discussed.
Hey, Tiff.
Hey, Chairman. So, as we know, March every year on the 3rd, we have the Disability Day of Mourning. It was set up back in 2014, where we go basically. I'm not going to do it this year because frankly, I don't have the emotional capacity to read all those names and how they died again. But I did go ahead and post the link for everybody. I will be reading through it later. But why it was created is these are the names of the people with disabilities of various kinds who've been victims of suicide. People who were murdered by their caregivers, their parents, their significant others, or their siblings for having disabilities. I will talk about one this year because it kind of went a little bit viral. It was, I believe the boy was like really young, about around 5. His cop father hosed him down, him and his brother, stuck him in the garage in below freezing temperatures where they died. That made it on the list. That happened, end of December. So yeah, I do recommend you read through that list. I wanted to take a moment to honor our dead. And when I say this is why I took up the Depp case, this is what I mean when I say this is why I took up the Depp case. Because no one was going to see that side, except those of us who were already a part of it. So many of ours are lost to domestic violence, parental violence, the schools, the teachers. It's mind-blowing every year when you hear about 3-year-olds getting their brains bashed in, or elderly people being suffocated or abused or neglected. Every once in a while, I have to bring it home. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. I've been fighting over almost half my life now to try to protect those kids, those people, my people. My people. And yeah, it just kicks me in the gut every single year. It really does. And I really wish the rest of the world would wake up, because it's not just violence against men that's being ignored. The abuse of the disabled and the mentally ill and the elderly has been something that's been going on where behind closed doors since the dawn of damn time. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Domestic violence rates, people with disabilities being sexually assaulted or victims of violent crimes, is by far the highest minority fatality rate in the country. It is up there in other countries around the world. So that's what we do, folks. That's why I won't stop until I'm dead. So, moment of silence, everyone in the chat, and we'll get on to some lighter good news for once. A moment of silence for all the kids, the elderly, whatever your beliefs are, or even if you have none, just a positive thought. All right. I appreciate that, everyone. To lighten things up, a little good news on disability rights side of things. Guess who is no longer on Twitter?
Amber Heard.
Judge Rotenberg Center.
Oh.
Judge Rotenberg Center has been, I don't know if they were booted off or if they just left, but we've turned up the heat enough that they felt it. Good. They should.
Good.
So they have vacated Twitter, folks. I hope they're running scared.
Well, that they're no longer called the JRC, right?
No, they are. Judge Rotenberg Educational Center.
Oh, I thought they changed their name.
No, they have not. Agape Boarding School changed their name to Stone for Help.
Oh, Agape did that
to avoid closing. You know, they closed Agape, but now it's Stone for Help. They didn't close it. They rebranded.
Yep.
Typical fucking Missouri logic.
Bullcrap, yeah.
Typical logic.
Yep.
And also, I got to speak on this, and I do it in my videos, but I've had enough. My state has gone psycho when it comes to the drag queens. They've gone nuts. And they keep saying they're grooming the children. They're dancing in front of the children. Let me tell you, as somebody who actually lives here, none of that's fucking happening. Literally none of it. They don't go even to the schools to read. It is voluntary. They do it at the library. You can choose to participate or not participate. Otherwise, you don't even see their asses unless it's downtown at night on the weekends at Martha's Vineyard. If your kid has innate knowledge of these types of going-ons, maybe you shouldn't be taking them to the fucking drag shows at night on the weekends.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that most of those drag queens are actually child molesters.
No. No, they're not. I know these people. I live out here. None of these individuals, none of them, a good majority of them don't even really spend time around kids. They're out in their own communities. They have one night they go downtown once a week. Once a week, that's it. They are not going out on the streets. They're not trying to get into the schools. They're not trying to do any of this. It's a lie. I'm not saying it's not happening in other places. I'm saying here in my town, and I'm the third largest city in my state, none of that, literally none of that is happening. None of it's happening. At all. I mean, but they're doing it to whip people up into a frenzy. You're attacking innocent individuals for crimes they didn't commit, for crimes or just weird shit that was happening in another state that is like literally you would have to drive a solid day and a half to get to. It is not happening here. Literally not happening here. But they're being targeted. They're being threatened. Their families are. And it makes me wonder, because we all know I don't trust the media, how much what they're putting out there is actually real and how much is fear-mongering bullshit.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, we live in, this state is basically controlled by the mega churches. These drag queens, they're smart individuals. They are not going to paint a target on their backs because they know what happens out here when you do. Like, these individuals were around, like, when the thing with Matthew Shepard happened. So, yeah, they're not going out of their way to piss off the conservatives. But I had to say that because they've been good people. These are individuals where there have been nights when I was drunk out by myself where they would maybe call a cab, and make sure that I got home. Or if there was some creepy dude and I was by myself, creeping up on me, there they were. And they did it for a good majority of the young girls. There's got to be fact checking. What did the JD versus AH case teach us? You can't just trust the shit that they put out. Everybody's got an agenda. You got to dig in. And that's why I wanted to say my piece, because I know what's actually going on in Missouri in regards to the drags, because I live here.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right, let's see some of the comments. We'll get into some of the other stuff here. I missed a few. Yeah, I saw that with Ashley Morgan Smith line. I eventually want to do a video on it, but between Stone for Help, JRC, and we got a new one on the horizon, which is Kanakuk, which is an evangelical freaking camp for kids, which is, yeah, look up Kanakuk sometime. I'm going to have to get in and start tearing into that here as well. But yeah, some more similar stuff to JRC. To me, they're all the same. Different targets, same bullshit. All right, Seminole said, this is probably when I was ranting about my job. That's the bosses with a system that is designed to annoy and make folks in the call without accomplishing anything. Yeah, the hold times. Those are fun. Promise you folks, as call center jockeys, we don't like the back-to-back calls any more than you do. Probably we hate them even more. Because by the time it's 9 o'clock in the morning, my ass is hoarse and I have to have the microphone like right here with a cough drop ready to go just to be able to sound human. All right, let's see what else we got. It's okay, HP. It's all right if you were late. I told you, they've been targeting Manson's ass. Speaking of you can't believe everything the media feeds you, they've been going after his ass since he made it big in the mid to late 90s. They tried to pin Columbine on him. They tried to pin a lot of the school shootings on them. They've been trying to cancel him before cancel culture was a thing. I have never seen it in my life where I've seen conservatives and leftists agree on a single thing like this. I have seen some conservatives begin to question it. But yeah, speaking of false bullshit from the media, my case in point. They went after him, and the media fell in love with it because easy target. Kind of like us disabled folks when they tend to try to push school shootings onto us, right? Easy target. Easy to alienate people from it. Except for us few stubborn individuals who prefer evidence and facts over emotions. I did have somebody in the disability community kind of try to check me on that. But that shouldn't be the measuring rod of all cases, biases. I'm like, no, that's the thing about facts and evidence. They stand on their own. There is no story to warp. There is no agenda to serve. Facts are cold, they're clinical, they're hard, they're right in front of your face. And someone like me, that matters. Everything else is just grifters got to grift, I guess. Let's see here. We've got a few more. Child exploitation on YouTube. I know a good deal about that. Like with Autism Speaks. So many axes to grind when it comes to Autism Speaks. It's not even funny. It's just ridiculous and sad at this point. 7Ale says, there's a case recently in UK where a disabled 16-year-old was neglected that much by her caregivers that she died. It happens. And in stifling numbers, but to the elderly, by the way. The way elderly folks are treated, not in just in this country, but everywhere. Nobody has respect for their elders anymore. I mean, they're just dismissive. Okay, boomer. Yeah, that boomer stood in front of a fucking gun having tear gas shot at him. They didn't have social media. When they went out to march against Vietnam and against racism, they had pamphlets. They went fucking door to door. They gathered at college campuses. Yeah. Okay, boomer my ass. Many of them went off the war. Because draft. And yeah, no, I'm tired of how the elderly are treated and how they're treated like they can be dismissed. There were reports in my state all over the place that lit my Twitter and Facebook like a Christmas tree of individuals explaining how they were being told that they need to give up their ventilators for more healthy people who were suffering. There were other disabled people, friends of mine, paraplegics, same. Yeah. So many fights, so little time. HPB and others have been working to expose Tiffany Raquel for physically, emotionally, and sexually abusing her daughter's friends. That I did not know about. I'm just ashamed she shares my name. Not all of Tiffany's are bad, folks. I don't know what I am, but I'm not bad. He also makes her friends work 12 hours a day, violating child labor laws. Yeah? Even when you're 16, that shit is tightly regulated. I would have pushed for more hours because I was hell-bent on getting the hell out of my aunt's house in high school. I would have took the extra hours, but no, they would only allow me to get so much, and I can only do an additional 10 hours. So I was pulling 30 hours a week, taking my college courses, and finishing high school up. God, I'm a workaholic, send help. Probably ducked out, creating anonymity and disappearing from memory. Oh, Rose said, I love Jon Stewart's takedown of a senator about drag shows. Now children are dying from guns, not drag shows. Thank you. Kids are dying with disabilities every damn day being murdered. Kids are getting shot in schools. Kids are, because we spend way too much on social media, being encouraged to off themselves. Drag shows shouldn't be anything kids should be taken to in the first place.
Yeah, no kidding.
And as far as and I'm not an idiot. I've seen the one with toddlers and the babies in the drag show. All I'm saying is, it's not happening here. Missouri has real pedophiles. People like Stone for Help staff who literally have hard evidence and ER documents to prove it. But they're protected. Meanwhile, you just have one of the girls, as I like to call them, is walking into Martha's Vineyard, just maybe got off work maybe a couple hours ago, and they're the bad person somehow. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. She said, also, Tiffany punishes kid who leaves her daughter's cult by having her boyfriend and a contact at YouTube tank those poor kids' channels. Why in the name of God where are their parents? I mean, granted, that might be rich coming from me, but for fuck's sake, are you really letting... You're friends with this girl. She has her mother. Her mother is basically controlling your kids' lives. Where the fuck are you? No, I'm not sorry. I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those weird people who believe in equal responsibility. But for God's sake, I'm not blaming them, no. But at least by now, you should know what's going on and step in. Mother of God. She showed the kids Pornhub and molested her own nieces. Oh, Jesus. Yep, the UK neglect case. Yeah. So we're all being targeted by places like Agape, like JRC, like Kanakuk, literary schools that go up and down from East Coast to West Coast, up north and down south. But because they have the name evangelical behind them, nobody fucking talks about it except the local news. Then you have drag queens. Are there a few fanatics? Should they not be dancing in thongs in front of 3-year-olds? No, that's not the majority. And it's sure as hell not what's going on out here. They want to make you believe it, though. And as usual, my suspicious ass saying, if they're attacking the drags this hard, what exactly are they trying to distract us from? You got to think about it, right? You got conservatives from states like mine where they fucking know. They come out here all the time. They know none of what they're claiming is actually happening. So, yeah, my opinions on that. Yeah, the media barely covered this issue, molestation, because it's a woman. The only time people make a big issue about it is when Pink called Tiffany out for child exploitation. I do see it. And folks, I know that we live suddenly in this Mickey Mouse world where everyone wants to live in their own delusions and think there's such thing as their truth. But just to bring people back into a little bit of reality, women kill, men kill. Women abuse, men abuse. We quit living in this delusion. Girls are not little precious little weak snowflakes. This is 1950s rhetoric. And now it's being forced on us. What? Make it make sense. If you look at it at its most logical and literal, believe all women. Okay, say 2 women are arguing. Which one do you believe? Both? How does that work? They don't agree. It logically falls apart. That's why, even though I've had some of my own call me out on it, that's why I don't believe people. I believe evidence. I believe facts. for some reason, and I don't even know when it happened. Remember in the 90s? Yes, we talked about abuse, but was always followed by trust but verify. What the hell happened to that? Because that's still who I am. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to want to see the evidence. Because I'm not about destroying somebody's life on simply some other person's say so. That's how the fucking witch trials and witch burnings got started. But as we all know, the media's not ready for that conversation either. About how they're going and repeating history. Rose says, I always thought that drag queens dressed appropriately according to their performance. Exactly. And the ones out here do. The ones who perform out here, they're not performing in what you would call child-friendly areas. There's an area of my city, it's called downtown. It's kind of sectioned off. And pretty much everywhere you can get to on foot. And it's literally for adults. Every once in a while in the summer, they might have a kids show, but the weekends at night is solidly for adults. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So that's where the shows go on. And then where there's drag story time, it's not what the media is showing you either from the right side. They're not coming in there in thongs and boas. They are fully dressed. One might even say modestly so. Their makeup is extravagant, but in their defense, drag. And they're simply reading a storybook. Nothing more. It's at a public library. It is not in a school. Attendance is voluntary. Is there anything wrong with this? Your kid's getting read a story by a fabulously dressed individual. They're not trying to promote anything. They're just trying to participate in their community like everybody else. Mm-hmm. That person's not the enemy. I'm just saying, the individuals who are the loudest, who are doing this weird shit, are being used to paint the rest of the individuals like this, and it's unfair. It isn't right. Whatever happened to saying the individuals who did this are a disgrace, but those who are just a part of this community doing their day-to-day things should not be vilified? Whatever happened to that? HP's got more to say on the case that he's been looking into. One of the mothers who escaped, Teresa Magnus, apologized to Tiffany Raquel and allowed her son to hang out with Piper and her friends, again, despite calling them out. And HP says, the media is bloodthirsty. They are a corporation. Bloodshed and chaos drives their ratings up. They just pretend to care. Indeed. Kind of like they do every April. I'm already like feel my whole body tensing up, ready for the special level of hatred and stupidity that is about to be thrown on my entire community. Like they do every April. I mean, the DMs, I've showed some of these before on some of my lives, and I've brought it up in others. And I'll probably bring it up again. For more receipts against Tiffany Raquel, watch Clementine Spicer's video, The Truth About Why She Left Piper's Squad. Piper Raquel is also a victim. She needs to be saved from Tiffany. Probably. I really wish that girl did not share a name with me. Some of us are not the kind of crazy that's like, well, that. Ugh. But anyways, speaking about the drag girls out here, Paul knows more of them than I do. And yeah, Paul, are any of those girls lining up to like dress in songs around 3-year-olds? Yeah.
I can't think of any of them wanting to dress up in period. They're too classy for that.
Exactly. So, as per usual, Republicans are lying again. They have rare groups of really weird people who do really messed up shit, and they're using it to vilify everybody else. Which is, as Paul said, well, if we could get everyone to hate one group, then we can just lead these people around by the nose. It's the same political bullshit, different decade.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know much about Joan Crawford. Honestly, she was a talented actress. She just wasn't my favorite. Mine was from that time period, Bette Davis. I am partial. I freely admit that. I was basically a Bette Davis loon fangirl from about the time I was 13 years old. But there's probably a lot of those old Hollywood stories that are probably bullshit. Kind of like, well, there's kind of a lot of famous stories that ended up being bullcrap. I know Bette Davis did. And by the way, if there was a grudge in old Hollywood that was famous, Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. Like talk about two girls who were at each other's throats. Those two. Woo. Of course, maybe some of that was also media driven too. But anyways, so one bright light. Yay. JRC is finally starting to face some of the backlash, which I was glad to see. But we've been turning up the heat, Ed. What's got them running scared right now and getting their asses off social media is when it was finally ruled by Congress that the FDA does indeed have the right to rule that those devices should not be used on those kids. So the FDA has been given back their authority. So basically everything that was said to the Supreme Court that got the ban overturned, Congress said, well, that's a load of bullshit. That's what their department is for. We're still waiting to see when the FDA is going to reinstitute the ban. I have not heard anything. I watch all my timelines like a hawk every morning. Right after I put my videos out, it's the first hashtag I check. So I haven't got any updates on that yet. I know something's happening. I say this because Ari and all my friends at ASAN have been like about 6 inches up my ass and everybody else's who's an ally to really, there's a push in New York right now. Very important, folks. A very important push in New York. It's called Andre's Law. And it's a push with Cheryl McCollins and Andre McCollins, the boy in that video. And it's a push to get every single New York student out of that school and into actual programs that work. So, major push in New York right now. That's one of the things that's got the JRC scared. And now the FDA has their full authority. So, moving parts. lot of shit's getting ready to go down, and it makes me wonder if some more major shit is getting ready to come out. If they're willing to finally go off social media.
Hopefully they're being shut down soon.
I hope. I tend to try to not hope. I'm just seeing a lot of moving parts, but with JRC, we've had this before. This is my nihilist 90s side coming out of me. We've seen this before. And they usually manage to somehow skimper out. And we've already got the horrific shit listed out about them. So I want to know what the fuck is about to come out that's got them fucking tuck-telling. Because I don't know what could be possibly more horrifying than what's already out there. 6 kids dead. 1 kid shocked into catatonia. DESE reports of individuals going to ERs with 2nd to 3rd degree burns. People who've lost feeling in the limbs where the electrodes were put. Surveillance footage. Individuals that have been sexually preyed upon by the teachers, by staff. Basically agape, but for disabled people. All these schools are the same. They just use different coloring. Well, you're troubled. You're disabled. Da, 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 da. Yeah, fuck you. It's a cult. Whether it uses Christianity or whether it uses treatment, it's a fucking cult. Call it what it is. And the cult, how they create solidarity in the group is somebody's got to be the boogeyman.
Well, it's not so much a cult as it is a for-profit industry.
If you ever talk to any of these parents, Paul, it's like talking to a cult member. I'm talking to them not about the corporate heads who make money. I'm talking about, the Kool-Aid drinkers that attack the rest of us.
People that basically these organizations make their money.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yep, Rose, there's moving parts. So, Andre, okay, let's take a moment to recognize this kid went through fucking hell. 30 hours, 7 shocks on a 4-point board face down with a helmet on his head, shocked to catatonia. And this guy comes back with his mom at his side, willing to stare his abusers and torturers in the face, to fight that none of the rest of his kids and any of the other kids from the poorer communities that they prey on ever get sent to this school. That, hear me, freaking AH stands, that is what stunning and brave looks like. That is what it looks like. Going to your state, working your ass off to make the bills to protect others, to get up there and stare down those bastards. That is guts. That's bravery. I can't say enough about that. These are the people we should be holding up as examples to young people. Not these freaking idiots with more money than sense. That is overcoming overwhelming odds. I just wanted to take a moment to freaking praise Andre McCollins to the skies, because wow. I don't know. If you're not wowed by that, you're dead. Make me. Oh, that's right. You can't. All right, honey. I think it's time for your bed. Night, night now. Don't forget to finish your homework.
Nice name. Never will I die.
Yeah, you will. It's called age. Deal with it.
Yeah, it's probably a JRC rep or something.
Well, I've even had random fan dudes assault my channel trying to come onto the screen since it is open chat while masturbating. I get some weird fucking ass trolls. Like, Paul's had to deal with several. I get the weirdest fucking people. Ugh. But yeah. Yep, and I'll say what I usually say. I'm not hiding. I'm right here. Majority of people know where I am. Come see me. But be warned, I'm trained by veterans. I can and will use that knowledge to defend my home, myself. And let's face it, both Paul and I are call center jockeys. We have a lot of internalized rage, and we are just kind of looking for the excuse to just let it go. So if you want to fight, we'll give you one, but I just highly would not recommend it.
I think postal workers have a lot of hidden psychosis. Try working in a call center for a few decades.
There is a lot of rage. So try me, princess. Try me. Sorry, it's been one of those days. I've had people try to shut me up for years, though, so nothing new. For the love of God, if you're going to be a troll, can you be entertaining?
Yeah.
I mean,
Weird.
One troll I had was entertaining. Like, they came into my DMs and said, hey, would you like to join the Illuminati? I mean, that was new. At least that was new. You know, just saying.
Huh.
Change the subject. Oh, let's get you pulled up here, Rose. Trying to get a ticket to see Bruce Campbell's game show in person. Don't get me started. I need to see it. I need to see it in my life. Big Bruce Campbell fan here. And Evil Dead. Let's just face it. I'm just an Evil Dead stan.
Yeah.
Those are my feel-good movies. Well, anyways, we're getting kind of towards the end here. I'm not going to close out yet, but just to take a moment here. Trolls never bothered me, folks, unless you're just being even more weird than usual. If you're not pissing someone off when you're fighting for others, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I've had to deal with a few trolls on one of my videos. Someone keeps posting some mean shit.
Same ableist bullshit, different day.
Yeah. And I think it's the same person because they say, keep blocking me.
Hey, VIP, my IQ is 186. I have documents to back it up. You?
What did he say?
Oh, I don't have that brightest star out there. I have an 186 IQ. I have it to back it up. I got papers. How about you?
I got papers too.
Goo, find a job, a hobby. God, don't these people have anything to do? It's depressing. When I was their age, yeah, I know, back in my day, but we had shit to do other than, shit post on other people. Go live your life. Do something meaningful. Jeez.
Yeah, I had a guy make a comment saying, "You are the ugliest looking person I have ever seen. You must have the IQ of a monkey."
Like, fucking dude, we're adults. You really
Yeah.
think this moves us? We've
Yeah.
been hearing this shit since we were fucking kids. At least get creative. God. At least the Illuminati guy was creative.
And I was like, I'm a lot smarter than you are.
Literally. Doing college classes while doing high school classes, while working 30 hours a week. 186 tested IQ. Well above genius level.
My IQ is a little bit lower, but not by much.
And as far as disability rights, autism rights, social work, the developmentally disabled and mental health issues world, fucking try me. I will debate you anytime. You're going to throw around insults that I wasn't even insulted when I was 5. I was just like, really?
Huh.
My God, my brother can come up with better shit. And the prizes, drooling over everybody wants the autographed chainsaw. Are you kidding? I'm pretty sure that Paul back there would probably saw off his right arm to get his hands on one. User in South Carolina, nobody gives a fuck what you think. Go find a hobby.
What did he say? I couldn't see it.
Oh, you look like you can look better than you look. Fucker, I just got off work. I'm not going to go play the doll. Which I can't do, by the way. Because it's my weekend. I'm pushing 40. I'm going to sit my ass on this couch. And I'm going to watch movies and all the shows that I've missed from all the YouTubers because I work like a maniac. Good God. But your looks. I don't care.
I'm pushing 50. Can you believe that?
I don't care.
This guy right here, everything. 50 years old and I still have all my hair.
Right?
My dad is bald as a baseball.
I don't care about my looks. I never have. I will put on makeup and I will play the little doll for the little neurotypicals whenever I have to. But this is infinitely more important to me than this. People age.
Mm-hmm.
I will lose my looks. But what I develop here, hopefully, God willing, will remain. It will at least remain a hell of a lot longer than my looks. And by the way, you may not think I'm cute, but I look a hell of a lot better than Amber Heard. And I look at least about a decade younger. And I'm older than her. Oh my gosh, 7 L's. Now I need it. Now I need an ashy slashy puppet. Thank you. Now that's going to be in my brain all day. Because now I need it. And I'm trying to hold on to my tax return, but then my brain's like, but I need it. Maybe. Depends on how much it is. I'm thinking on it. Dude, fuck off.
What?
It's the same guy coming up with multiple different names saying, you look 69. We all know I don't. I know what I look like. Okay?
Oh, jeez.
I literally have fanboys that I have to deal with. I know what I actually look like. Not what you little fuckers like what I look like. You can't shake my self-confidence, kid. I'm too old and I've seen too much shit.
So have I.
Hey, Jen. We've got trolls. Very uneducated and just not good for entertainment, I'm afraid. At all. They're not even trying, like, but your looks. Here's all the fucks I don't give about my looks.
Yep. Me too.
I know what I look like. But nothing. I don't care. I know it's bullshit what they're saying. They also know it's bullshit. That's why they say it. Oh, just a troll who, while I was talking about the JRC and talking about our Disability Day of Mourning, we started with first how I needed to hush up, stop talking about it. Then I was called stupid, called them out on that, say I have an IQ of 186. I have documents and receipts to back that up. Then they started to go in on my looks. I know it's bullshit. I know what I look like, but I also don't care. I only doll up every once in a while because I fucking have to. I am infinitely more interested in my books over there than the makeup in my makeup drawer. I mean, sometimes I do things that are fun, mind you. I like the artistry of it, but yeah. Expecting me to come in here and be a fashion model after working an 8.5-hour shift with back-to-back calls, fucking try it sometime. You'll be lucky if you don't look like a fucking witch from the 80s with hair high as the ceiling. I've had that day too, by the way. That was fun. It's not even entertaining stupidity, though. I'm so disappointed. The quality of my trolls is just lacking. One of these days, I'm going to make Paul come in here in the comments, because I know he'll troll, but at least it will be entertaining. God. Try harder.
Mm-hmm.
Use your brains. Be creative. You can do it. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate that. I don't care, but I appreciate that. By the way, trolls, I hear that a lot. Everyone, including kids young enough to be my sons, which, ew.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to discuss that. I don't want to think about it. It makes me want to hurl.
Oh, my.
My hair's a mess. I live in Missouri. It's humidity meets cold meets it doesn't know what it's doing out here.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to look my best. Presentable at the end of the day is good enough. But these are young kids. You know, they have their parents working. They don't have any bills. They can spend all the time they want on makeup and bullshit and then try to convince their moms to buy them plastic surgery. Some of us don't. Some of us have to own our own way and accept ourselves as exactly who we are. Who don't need to try and be anything. And I get that from my mama. Ugh. All right, folks, it's almost getting to that time. So
It's been an hour.
Yeah, and I gotta eat. I need food, and so I'm gonna eat some fun ones. Sweetheart, I'm not wearing makeup. I just got off work. Okay?
All right.
God.
What? What is wrong with people?
They're idiots. So this is all they can come up with for insults. This is why one day I'll make Paul come in and one of his alt accounts to show the others how the trolling is supposed to be done. He could educate them.
I need a little prep time.
5-year-old insults, Paul. You should hush up. You're not very smart. You don't look pretty. Like,
Jeez.
lame.
I trolled Elon Musk about his nieces and nephew, and he did not have the balls to respond. So I think my troll game is pretty strong.
He has a Twitter account. He first made it specifically to troll Donald Trump.
Yep.
After there was no more Donald Trump, Paul's like, you know what? Elon looks good for trolling. Over here, we barely got any snow this year. It's been a really weird winter for Missouri. We had like one really good snow, and then all of a sudden it was just spring. Nothing but spring. It's been weirding me out. Because we get snow, we get ice. It's weird.
Yeah, this week it's supposed to be just rainy and in the 60s.
Yeah. Well, one day here it's warm, then the next day it's like ice, freezing.
I had within one afternoon, literally, this is Missouri, folks, one May afternoon, it started out at 80 degrees. Out of nowhere, there came a freaking whiteout blizzard.
Yeah, it snowed all the next day. And then it was 80 again.
Yeah. That's our weather. That's your temperature.
Go ahead, Jenny. What's up? I'll let her type there. But yeah. And then there was the epic 2007 ice storm. That was special. We had like literally the National Guard was called in. Everything shut down for 2 weeks. Everything. I saw, Jenny. I saw that. And now she's getting attacked as expected.
Huh.
And of course, well, you all harassed her. I'm like, where in my day do I have any time to go harassing people?
Yeah.
I work 8 hours a day. At night, I prep for my videos. During the weekends, I do my videos. And then maybe get a time in for a couple of movies before I pass out. But no, I'm harassing people. I'm harassing AH. I'm harassing Evan. Like, literally, where do I have the time? I just spout the truth loudly. I guess I could say I drink coffee and know things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, for good God.
What? Let me see this one.
I'll let you see it.
What is it? I'm make me happy.
How about you make
Oh
your
my God!
right? How about
Oh
you
my fuck!
how
Ban
about you make
him!
yourself
Don't
happy
just
in the
don't
bedroom,
just
Shane? As
don't
that's
just
kind
put
of
him in timeout. Ban him.
no, seriously. How about you make yourself happy, Shane? Haven't you ever heard the whole thing behind the left hand? If you close your eyes, you might think somebody actually gave a shit about your, your little pinky finger you call a dick. Nobody wants to see your shortcomings.
Oh my gosh!
When I say I cackled like a hyena, Jenny, I cackled like a hyena. Because none of the evidence backed these girls up. And I didn't need to watch YouTube to know that because reading. Some of my trolls should try it sometime. Reading
Yeah.
will get you far further in life than all the clothes, all the makeup, and all the fake plastic bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all knew at some point with that many accusers, logic dictates somewhere, if it was all bullshit, one of them was going to break. And she did. Do I agree with what she did to him? No. I'm not even going to try to figure out the logic why, because their form of logic hurts my poor autistic, fragile little brain.
Oh, what's that woman's name that was doing that OnlyFans site and she killed her boyfriend?
Yep.
Just happened a while ago. Yeah. That probably would have been Amber Heard if she didn't get, slammed by the court system. But
She would have tried to kill him, or I'm half convinced, because her evidence begins to make more sense if you think that maybe she was going to try and put him under a conservatorship.
yeah.
Because then those sleeping photos, those ice cream photos, those random, it makes a lot more sense. If you're trying to show him incapacitated, trying to prove a case of incompetency, that's more for guardianship.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking she may have even been in the middle of the process. And, she got caught. He had enough.
Yeah.
So then she was like, well, shit, now I have to use it for something else.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Might explain why so much of her evidence was so fucking bad, because it doesn't. The pictures, the bullshit that she shows do not match the story. And if you got two brain cells to rub together and you look at it, you can tell that.
Mm-hmm.
And then ERW, for fuck's sake, even if they're not close, they all revolve in the same damn circles. It is a fucking circle jerk. Everybody going, yes, queen, over lies and just, I like to call it violent stupidity. It's violent, stupid, hateful stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Copy. There we go. There you are, Jen. Uh, oh my gosh. No comments.
Ow.
Have the children gone to bed now? One could only hope.
Okay, can you hear
Hey,
me?
Jen.
Hey.
Hello.
So yeah, I wanted to pop on because I just wanted to talk about this really quickly. Hang on, I just got turned the stem off, the thing off.
You're good. We'll probably close out once you're finished here.
So when I saw that, and then I saw people posting that AH and Ellen Birkin were friends, I'm like, oh, okay. So what is AH trying to angle with this bullshit?
Who knows? It's her.
I'm sorry for my swearing. It's been a long day, so you're gonna get what you get at this point.
Kind of like I was explaining to the troll. I get it.
Anyway, and then when I saw that AH was friends with ERW, I won't say her name because fuck. Anyway, I was like, wait a second, Marilyn Manson's friends with Johnny Depp, so yep, that adds up. Just bullshit.
Listen, it's bad for you, just like they're attacking the drags in my state for literally doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, U.S. is kind of gone to shit.
No, it mystifies me because if you want to talk about individuals that kind of act scared as their own shadows when they're not inside Martha's Vineyard, that would be them.
Yeah.
Because mega churches and these people are violent and they are cruel.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
go ahead.
But like what I was saying with Ellen Birkin though, like, okay, so she said that only once she never met her, but yet there's pictures of her seeing like with her age a couple times in different outfits and different days. So I was like, and one of them was like, oh, I was at dinner with AH.
I'm still cannot quite figure out why she was brought as a witness. All she saw was he threw a bottle at a wall. Name one guy who hasn't.
Because AH thought that she would create some bigger lie than that.
Like fucking dude, I've done it. Good God, that's the least of the damage I've caused during Meltdown.
I've put my hand through sheetrock before.
Get a couch through a wall. Adrenaline is a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, just get too close to me and I don't know you, and I'll throw hands. Like, fuck. I've
even spiderwebbed plate glass. I just palming it.
Yep, but oh my God, he slammed the cabinet. Everybody, let's have a moment of silence for the poor battered cabinet.
And it was his own cabinet too. So how is that abusive to her?
And don't forget, we must have a moment of silence for the poor abused Doritos. Because I'm sorry. That's the only thing he's abused. Inanimate objects and Doritos. Well, just like anybody else who smokes weed. All of a sudden there becomes a lot of bags of Cheetos and Doritos around.
And maybe the occasional drug.
Still is. Mine was and still is salt and vinegar chips. Because hell the salt and vinegar chips.
Oh, and Jenny, you weren't here earlier to hear the news. JRC has deleted their Twitter page.
Oh, finally. Okay.
I want to know what's made them running scared, because they've been nothing but bombastic bastards for years.
Somebody's got something on them, and they're probably
Running
threatening to use it. Yeah.
I mean, the world has something on them. Like, fuck.
Literally, just look at the massive freaking archive. 6 dead kids, decade of abused kids in the ERs, video surveillance footage. My God. That's why I always saw JD's case and JRC very similarly. Let's see here. JD had, let's see, ER documents, pictures of him in said ER, video recording. Let's see here. We had for the JRC the video surveillance footage of what happened to Andre McCollums.
Mm-hmm.
The autopsy reports of those 6 dead kids.
Yeah.
All the documents that got been kicked out of California and Rhode Island. DESI reports, ER documents, and fucking still.
I just want to know who is protecting them. Who's the jerk protecting them? Who's the powerful jerk protecting them?
Oh, I've gone down the rabbit hole with them. These are seedy bastards. They're pulling millions of dollars. It's literally $250,000 a head, each student for the JRC every single school year. They received $85 million in COVID funds.
What?
85 million. They are in bed with the politicians, with the courts, with the police. It is the most corrupt hole I've ever seen. It's
Like, I don't know how more corrupt you can get than that.
So hell's gonna get a little more full coming soon.
Well, it's about that time, folks. And yes, we've had a few trolls using God. I had better trolls in grade school. Whatever happened to the quality trolls, man? I want the guys that wanted to induct me into the Illuminati to come back. At least he was creative. So it's that time, folks. I appreciate everyone coming on, and you all been great. Thank you for ignoring the troll. You know the rule. Don't feed the trolls, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone coming on. Thank you, Ginny and Chairman. It will probably be. And speaking of said troll.
Oh God! Let me.
No, I didn't even read it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Daniel's
dirty. At least you blocked it. At least you blocked it this time.
Kid, I don't have dirty secrets. Everything's open as a book. The dirty, the good, the not so good. Because I don't give a fuck.
And my life's open too. So.
And mine's private for a reason.
Try harder next time, troll. And to everybody else, I appreciate your time. We will see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.